Gandalf and the Hobbit's journey to the harbor is one of the last scenes in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, showcasing many of our beloved characters closing hours on Middle-earth. You might not think much of this moment, maybe you don't even remember it, but I will never forget the conversation between Bilbo and Frodo in the back of the horse carriage. Why? Well, I will let Bilbo answer that.
Frodo, any chance of seeing that old ring of mine again?
It's such a haunting question, perfectly displaying the power this one object holds over its prey, that even when it's gone, the one ring still echoes in the minds of the people who has carried its burden. You could see the distant fear in Frodo's eyes when his uncle asks the question, that this broken hero for a few swift seconds relives the nightmare he will never fully get rid of.
Sorry, Uncle. I'm afraid I lost it.
Oh. Did you?
The One Ring is the most clever plot device I have ever seen, as a result of how the entire story and the world of Middle-earth is designed around it. From the moment you get thrown into this magical place of elves, orcs and wizards, it's the center of attention. The audience instantly realizes its power on the battlefield, but most importantly its power over people.
Why shouldn't I keep it?
The ring affects everything around it, poisons it until it's nothing left but greed, selfishness and evil. It challenges every character it faces, exposes their willpower to stand against such a magnetic force, and the more mighty and influential you are, the harder it gets to deny its calling.
In place of a Dark Lord, you would have a queen! Not dark, but beautiful and terrible as a lord!
The director Peter Jackson captures the significance of this ring in every single frame, that the world acts on behalf of this tiny gadget. You want it or you want to see it destroyed. In either way, you're willing to go to war for your cause.
Couldn't be mine! It should be mine! Give it to me!
I wouldn't call it a MacGuffin because of how it influences the story. It's rather written as its own character, in that the ring almost has its own life and purpose. One of the reasons why Tolkien is such a beloved writer is because of how he took the thematic and plot nature of this object and moved it along in unity. He uses the ring to motivate his characters, to create tension, but also to illustrate the rough nature of evil it brings forward. The enemy Sauron needs it to succeed, yet our heroes can't use it against him, because then they will turn into evil themselves. The only solution is to destroy it, but whoever has it will in reality never agree to that decision. That's the power of the ring, and that's why it's such a fascinating object.
Destroy it!
We all have these difficult decisions that we realize has to be made in life. I don't know, it could be parting ways with an old friend, quitting your job or something along those lines. But even if we deep down understand what's right, we often ignore it, let time pass and in the end leave it be. The One Ring is an extremely dramatic display of this kind of dilemma, that all these good people obviously know that the ring can't exist, even if they in the moment fall for the temptation of keeping it, hurting people for it, and even killing for it. The iconic Gollum, former Smeagol, is the worst victim of the ring's power. I think a character like this was needed to showcase what could happen to any one of the people who were willing to carry it. The ring traps you in a never-ending cycle of toxic happiness, while it tears on your soul and body to keep you alive. It's unnatural, and the character of Gollum captures this hell perfectly, with everything from his two-dimensional personality, his character design, and the way he behaves. When you experience Frodo, Boromir or Bilbo fall for the corruption of the ring, you witness a little bit of Gollum in them. That's because this broken man literally was shaped by it. It's the ring's personality illustrated through a character that in the end had one of the most important roles to play in this story.
My heart tells me that Gollum has some part to play yet, for good or ill.
I don't think the ring could have been destroyed in any other way. That and quote-unquote accident were the only truthful path it could go down without undermining everything that had came before. It's the ultimate display of the ring's influence, that even the kind-hearted Frodo that managed to somehow make his way from the Shire to the heart of Mordor wasn't able to let it go.
The ring is mine.
That it had to be destroyed not by will, rather by a lucky occasion, with the ring's everlasting defender right at its tail, finally getting it back. A symbolic end for Gollum, but most importantly a poetic and perfect end for the story.
It's done. Yes, Mr. Frodo. It's over now.
To summarize my thoughts, I don't think many movies will top the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and that's because of 100 different reasons that I won't have time to discuss today. But I would argue that the One Ring is the glue holding everything together, and without it, the franchise wouldn't have a name as well as a pretty boring story. It brought out the best and the worst in our characters, illustrated the courage needed to accomplish this mission, while also displaying just how difficult it would be. That's why the One Ring is the best plot device ever created. Let me know your thoughts regarding Lord of the Rings, and if you want me to analyze more of this beloved trilogy in the comment section below. Here you can watch another video of mine that's about the Joker in The Dark Knight. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you will have a great day.